Today is June 19th, 2016. It's been a while since I've talked to you in the greenhouse, and thought I would take a few minutes and thank all the new subscribers, and thank you for the people who have liked my videos. Actually, not very many people have liked too many videos. Anyway, I'm going to work on that. I did finally get a movie editor, and I thought I'd take a few seconds and talk about that. I've got the Magix Movie Editor Pro 2015 Plus. So this is an older version. I went down to Micro Center, I think it's called. Anyway, the computer store, and I found this on clearance. So here it says about $90. I think I got it for around $35. So I was very happy with that, and I've made I played around with it some, and then I watched some tutorials on YouTube, and the tutorials were very, very helpful. I had been trying to save my movies onto Windows Movie or something, but when you use the MPEG-4 setting for movies, you know, when you save it to that format, the saving time was cut down from like 2 hours to 20 minutes. Now that I can cut some movies and edit, I think I'll enjoy that more. One thing that's hard to think about at this time of year, at least for me, is to think about the seeds you should be starting for your winter garden. And that's something I've got to give a thought to. What do I now start growing in the garden, and also what do I, some seeds take a long time to grow, and if you're going to have something growing in the fall, you have to start some of the seeds, certain of the plants now. So when I get that figured out, I'll talk to you about those things. I don't spend much time in the greenhouse the last couple of weeks because of the extreme heat. Now right now my greenhouse is being shaded by my neighbor's tree. That maple tree that was causing me such pain with the seeds is now a great blessing. But look at these grape. I need to pot these guys on. Like I said, I haven't had much energy to be out in the greenhouse because of the heat, but I did start some of my lettuce. Oh, that's not lettuce. That's cantaloupe. This is lettuce. There. I did start some new lettuces, and man, look at that. When I potted those up, that's really helped them out. Soon I'll have to be putting them in even a bigger, to replace some of the lettuce that you're losing. And these cantaloupe here, man, I'm going to have a lot of cantaloupe. So I'll have an abundance of cantaloupe if I plant those all out. So you see all this lettuce? This all needs to be potted up, but what am I going to do with that many lettuces? So I may pot up some more. I think I potted up about 12, and that should be a lot. I mean, that is a lot. So here I still have tons of basil to plant out, and can you believe it? I still have a lot of tomato plants. But look, I'm really proud about these grapes. I started those from seeds, and I need to pot those up. And look how tall this one is. So this year I don't expect to see any type of grape, but maybe next year. So we'll see. I'm going to try and put tender loving care to the grapevines. So I still, what is this? It looks like it's an okra. Yep. So I still have a couple of okras to plant out, and some peppers. Now, you see that? That's a purple pepper. And these here are peppers too. I have a lot of purple beauty sweet peppers. So I've got a number of pepper plants. And Now, I've been calling these banana peppers. So I got about 20 of these that I need to pot up. But these are actually Poblano mild. Poblano. So anyway, that's their real name. So we'll see. And I looked up on Wikipedia. Anyway, I looked up online, and they take 200 days to produce. So that's 6 months. That's over 6 months. Now, here we're looking at the potatoes. As you can see, I still got some potatoes in green. And look at this vine that needs to be, that's not supposed to be there. So I'll have to find that and rip it out. But a lot of those potatoes back there, you can see I need to do some reveals. I've done a couple. And when you look close at the top of the, like, see here? Do you see that? So on the surface, a lot of these 5-gallon buckets and 7-gallon containers, there's actually potatoes that you can see. That was pretty small. You can see this Three Sisters. This is with squash, corn, and pole beans. Anyway, it's going quite along. It looks like, well, we'll see. It needs water. Now, I also have, my tomatoes are really starting to produce. I actually have an abundance of tomatoes. You can see along the perimeter of the fence, there's tomatoes everywhere. And I'm actually getting enough that I need to share with my neighbors. Now you can see these bush beans I've picked over the last week, or maybe 2 weeks. Anyway, over the last bit, I picked gallons of bush beans, you know, a few gallons. So, and I still got tons that I should say pounds that I'm going to be getting from there. And I'm just going to try and, so here you can see the onions. They're going quite well. Of course, they need to be watered. And I've been harvesting actually my red onions that I started from seed down at the end of this, seeing here, I've harvested, you know, a whole bunch because they're falling over. You see how they're falling over? So I've started to harvest them. They're not large balls, but they're very nice. So I'm very happy, you know, with my onions. And in here, since this is now opening up, I'll plant something else in here, maybe some more peppers. And you can see there's corn, pole beans, and there's supposed to be watermelon at the bottom. Now I have really packed that in, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get watermelon. I'm definitely not watering enough for, you know, watermelon take a lot of water, and I have not been putting tons of water on there, so I'm thinking I may not get watermelons from here, which will be kind of sad to me, but we'll see. We'll see what the next month, you know, watermelon don't, here in Missouri, watermelon, at least at my house, don't really take off until July. Right now, with the heat, the watermelon in the backyard are starting to grow. But here, I don't, you know, the sun isn't penetrating. Anyway, it was a trial, but obviously I'm going to have lots of pole beans, and the corn looks like it's going to do well. So, in fact, you can see I haven't picked any of these yet, but look at this. These need to be picked. Wow. So I need to start picking the pole beans off of here, and it looks like they're going to be doing well. Now the peas are starting to wind down. You see how they're starting to die out. So here in a bit, maybe next week or the week following, I may pull these up and So that means I'll have a whole nother area right here to plant. And you can see how this sunflower is taken off. And it's amazing. There's another sunflower, you see it? But it's also amazing that Jerusalem artichoke. Look how tall it is. It's actually providing some shade for the greenhouse, which, because it's so hot, it's actually a good thing. And some lettuces. I actually have more lettuce than I can eat. So, and this heat is really hard on it. Can you see those flowers back in there? I'm actually very much enjoying those. Now, look at this. I've harvested 3 or 4 of these rutabagas. You see that one back there? And the last one I harvested was like 2.5 pounds. That one looks at least 2.5 pounds. That far one. So I've got tons of rutabaga. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting it up and freezing it. It'll be good. I'm eating some of it, and some I'm freezing. Now, most of these peppers here that I planted like a week ago out are Poblano peppers. They're mild. I've been calling them banana peppers, but this one here is actually a purple beauty. That one's a purple beauty. But these other 7 are Poblano, and you can see I still have peas to pick. Oh, can you see that one there? I still have plenty of peas to pick. Plenty of peas. And I've frozen a whole bunch of peas. And can you guys see that those sunflowers are going to be beautiful? Okay. So I picked a whole bunch of peas, and it looks like I have a few peas to pick. But soon I'll be ripping up these peas and planting. I think I'll plant at least 1 more row of peas in there, because I like peas a lot. And look, guys, these are rutabagas. Now, I lost a whole bunch of my baby rutabagas. I'm so glad can you imagine if I'd have planted another 30 or 40 of them? Dear me, what would I have done with all those huge Swedes? Swedes, we call them rutabaga here in the United States. They're purple tops. And I have a ton of kale, which I don't really know, and you can see my broccoli's going to flower. I need to harvest that. I meant to harvest it a couple days ago. Okay, that's pretty much the front yard garden update.